It started as a pool party and it ended in shots being fired. Let's walk a little bit closer if we can. Now, for a while, we couldn't get back here because they had the streets blocked off. Those engineers are going to actually look underneath the roadway. How can you safely get rid of your Christmas boxes? Well, first thing you need to do is you need to break them down. Crossing bridges like this one on University Drive can be helpful, but only if people actually use them. Ooh, okay. Whoa. All right, so maybe I shouldn't. She took me down, but these guys are the pros. This area will be looking very different in the near future. Ground has broken on Friendship Commons, moving away from Earth and experiencing the weightlessness of space. He was shot at least 2 times. The suspect in this case is that man's ex-girlfriend. We're at a closed out area because of the bridge, and look at what we just saw. There's a little otter. Our heat index is in the triple digits, so let's check out our playground temperatures. Experts say that at over 140 degrees, children can get burned within seconds. The first responders and the Red Cross have left, but much of the Florida Panhandle is still in pieces. What's left of the debris here is nothing compared to the 15 million cubic yards of the debris that the storm produced here in Bay County alone. But after the cleanup comes rebuilding, and they still have a long way to go.
I'm getting choked up talking about it. I didn't realize how nervous I was at the time.
Mary Lamb and her family evacuated before the storm hit. They returned and found their home destroyed and everything in it lost.
It's odd how things are kind of unraveled 6 months later, and you just kind of start finding things.
It's been 6 months, and they just recently stumbled upon their car. Mexico Beach is jumbled, torn apart, crushed, but the people aren't.
I remember my kids saying, like, Mom, what are we going to do? Like, our house is gone, everybody's home's there, what are we going to do? And I just had these little faces looking at me, and I said, well, we're going to rebuild Mexico Beach. That's what we're going to do.
Rebuilding has been slow and painful. Eddie Trejo came from Houston to help rebuild the city. He's been here for nearly 2 months.
I feel so bad for the people over here because I've never seen this kind of destruction.
That coming from someone who went through Hurricane Harvey.
And you got like 20 or 30 billion dollars of damage over here. I don't see no cameras or people over here, let's go save the community. No, it's just like y'all got abandoned and y'all over here in the middle of this beautiful paradise beach and no one cares, and I don't see nobody coming to rescue y'all.
Yeah, we feel like we've been forgotten. Basically, we have been.
David Kaiser owns Caribbean Coffee, one of the very few places that's reopened since the storm.
They had the California fires right after the hurricane hit here, and the media attention just went away immediately. I talk to people all the time. They don't know what's happened here. Or I'll get phone calls from people trying to sell me something, and I'll go, you know where I'm at? I'm in Mexico Beach, and they don't have a clue. I said, Google it, and then call me back if you think you're going to sell me something.
Mexico Beach is in Florida's Forgotten Coast. Before the storm, the name meant that the area was quiet, underdeveloped, and unspoiled. Now, being forgotten is a title they don't want. It's been 6 months, and Congress still hasn't allocated any money for Hurricane Michael disaster relief funding. Residents here say it's so hard waking up every morning to this view when this is the view that this area is known for. Reporting from Mexico Beach, Florida, Kelly Vaughen, WHNT News 19. You wake up.
Just imagine if you couldn't see.
Head for your closet.
You just had to kind of remember your codes.
1 safety pin means it's the pink shirt. 2, it's the white.
Think about money.
Another code, 5 folded short, 10s folded long.
Reading mail. Reading mail has always been a problem.
That's the daily reality for the visually impaired. Technology is working to make all of our lives easier, but for some, it's removing barriers to their independence.
And that's really the important thing, is that people be as independent as they can be.
Isaac Beavers is the Huntsville Regional Director of the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. He says apps like Be My Eyes use volunteers to help visually impaired and blind people.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Joe from Massachusetts answered the call.
I need some help. I've got a...
And read the instructions for Isaac's breakfast that he couldn't see.
Really, if you want to help people, this is a good way to do it.
But there are apps that do similar things without volunteers.
Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind.
Microsoft's Seeing AI app uses a talking camera.
I cannot read any of this.
Arash Aramanesh is an intern with the Institute.
And I have peripheral vision
impairment, so I don't see, around me. I have a tunnel vision, and I have the dyslexia.
$1.
$1.
He says the app keeps him from having to ask people for help.
Unfortunately, people will take advantage of you. Having this
$20.
is autonomy, is for you to be independent of it and not depending on other people.
One face near top edge 3 feet away. Take picture.
The apps can also help to see people's faces.
Oh no, we're gonna find out.
34-year-old woman with blonde hair looking happy.
34-year-old woman with the blonde hair looking happy.
While it aged me a bit, redo that. Apps like these are helping people every day.
It's kind of a great day technology-wise to be blind or visually impaired. We'll love the day when the medical world is able to cure all the visual impairments or whatever that are out there. But until then, we've got these great technologies that help us kind of level the playing field.
As technology continues to advance, he says the biggest thing the blind, visually impaired, and others with disabilities are really ready for is self-driving cars. In Huntsville, Kelly Vaughen,
WHNT News 19.